Okay, can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Excellent. Sorry, I had some problem with my microphone, but I'm here. So let's skip the introduction and get right to class. Sorry about the problem. How are you today, Sergio?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm all right. Surviving, as always. And Vincenzo, how are you?
Yes.
Survivalism.
Fortunately, I'm here, teacher.
We're both here. This is a good
Yes.
start, a very good start to the day.
Important thing is
I'm going to share the material with you right now. Give me just a second, and we will get started. So what we're going to do today is quite a lot, actually. Of course, don't forget, you've got the material here under the video window. I'll put it in the chat window as well. And I'll put it also in the group chat just in case you can't access it. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is a little review of what we did in the last two classes first, the R sound and linking words together in speech. If you weren't here in the class, it'll be a good introduction. If you were here, it'll be a great review. And then we're going to move on to word stress. We're going to look at compound adjectives, and we're going to look at opposites. Not only how do we form opposites using prefixes in particular, but where the stress is when you create the opposite. It might change than the original. So we're going to look at this in the form of activities. So we'll talk about it, but we're going to be speaking the whole class. That's how this class is supposed to work. Let me just say a quick hello to some faces I don't think I recognize. For example, we've got Marius. Hello, Marius. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
And where are you from, Marius?
I'm from Romania.
From Romania. Very good. Nice to have you. And
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And we have Ela. Is that right? Ela?
Yes.
Or Elo. Sorry, Elo. How do I say your name?
Elo, right.
Elo. Oh, I was just guessing. And where are you from, Elo?
I am from Dubai.
From Dubai. Okay, fantastic. And Roberto Fernandez. Hello, Roberto.
Hi.
You're a little bit quiet, Roberto. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Okay, perfect. Much better. And where are you located, Roberto?
I am from Madrid.
From Madrid. Fantastic. Okay, let's get started. Click on those links if you want to open the material in your computer, or I'll share it on screen. But if you can't read it or whatever, open it on your computer. It's easier. So let's go down. Next page, you have my contact. You have all the classes we've done so far in this unit. This is probably the last class in Unit 3. And one other thing you should take a look at. If you want to review, go to the mind map that I created. I'll show you what it looks like. If you want to review what we've done in the past or after this class, as you can see, each time I complete a unit, I put the main concepts or the things that you should remember here. So if you double-click Unit 3, click, you can see what we've done so far. Let me make it a little bit bigger. There we go. We started off talking about how you form the R in British and American English. There's a few things to remember. All you have to do is double-click each of these. How to link with the R sound, with and without it. Last week we worked specifically on intonation. We had two kinds of questions, and we're going to come back to this in a minute because we're going to review it. And today we'll be working on word stress, prefixes for opposites, but we're going to do this in the form of little speaking activities. I'll come back after we work out the rules, and you'll see whatever rules of use we need are all going to be here for you to review later. Okay, so that's the link to the mind map on page, let's see what page that is, I don't even know. I have to change the view. On page 3, if you want to review that later. Let's go to page 4, class 4, word stress and opposites. This week, where is the stress in a compound word like high-minded? Is it high-minded, high-minded, or high-minded? You got 3 possibilities because there's 3 syllables. Also, how do we say the opposite of honest? Is it immodest, inhonest, dishonest? You might know this one because it's easier, but there's a rule for it and a rule for how to pronounce it. So that's what we're going to be working on today. First, a little review. Last week we worked on linking, and a good way to work on linking sounds is titles of films and books, because everyone knows them, they're easy to remember, and so it's a good way to practice. Keep it in your memory. Think of a film you've seen. Be ready to say its title by linking the sounds together. We will ask a question each about it, using the right intonation to guess which it is. So you're going to do a review of the last class, whether you were here or not. We're going to use the concepts that we used in the last class to do this little warm-up activity. So, here is a film. Let me see. I just can't remember the name of the film I just saw. Hold on a second. I have to think. I can't remember. I'm going to have to think of another film because I just saw this great film and I can't remember the title of it. I'm going to have to think of a different film. Let's see. Let me ask one of you out there. And Laura, just return, because if you leave and come back, usually the sound will be fixed. Okay? Hopefully you can see that. Let me get a film title from one of you. Sergio, tell me a film that you've seen recently in English, or one that you can think of.
Actually, yesterday I'm not finished yet, but I was watching the big wow, I forgot the name as well. Oh man, the bigger oh man, big fail. The big to fail. The big to fail is about lemons. Yeah, is a move about Lemon's Broad.
Right.
Oh, I forgot.
The Big Fail. I think that's it. So it's about Lehman Brothers, about the financial crisis, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The Big Fail. Okay, so let's do it like this. If it's a short title, you might need the name of the director to make the link. Big Fail. Let's see who directed it.
I think it's the Big to Fail.
Too Big to Fail. That's it. Too Big to Fail.
Too Big to Fail. Yeah.
Excellent. And we go to IMDb. That's where you get all the film information and the director. Curtis Hanson. Okay, very good. So this is how we're going to do this. Title, Too Big to Fail. Too Big to Fail. So we've got to say it like this. Hanson's Too Big to Fail. Okay, so this is a good example for everyone. Let's do this. Hanson's Too Big to Fail. Listen to how I say it, and tell me if there's any links in that title. If there's any place where the words are joined together. Hanson's Too Big to Fail. Hanson's Too Big to Fail. Hanson's Too Big to Fail. Are there any links? Am I saying every word separately, or some of the words are joined together? What do you think, Sergio? Hanson's too big to fail. Hanson's too big to fail.
Yeah, it sounds all words are linked.
Well, they're not all linked. Does anyone remember the rule from last week? Vincenzo, you were here last week. When do we link the words together? Do you remember, Vincenzo?
Yes, I was muted. When a word end with a consonant and the other one begin with a vowel.
That is absolutely right. Very good.
Yeah.
And here you go. In a word map, when a vowel word, like easy, comes after a consonant-ending word, like isn't, you get isn't easy.
For example, I have a title of film that is 50 Shades of Grey.
There you go.
Shades of Grey.
So, before we go to 50 Shades of Grey, Sergio, according to Vincenzo's rule, are there any links in this word? Are there any vowels? Are there any vowel words? A-E-I-O-U?
Two?
There's no vowels in the beginning of the word two.
When they begin. Okay.
Exactly.
No, there's no words
So?
beginning with vowel.
So there is no links. There's no link. Whoops, sorry. There's no links in this sentence. Now, there is a little link here. Hanson's too big to fail. A little one. But it's not, it doesn't follow our rule. That means it's not standard. Different people will say different ways. But if it was, let's say, the word eat, right? I know that doesn't make sense, but if it was the word eat, S would become a Z, and it would join to the word eat, it would become zeet. But that's not the title of our film. So, what we're going to do is practice that by you thinking of a film. Don't tell us the name of the film. We are going to ask a question or two. And when we ask a question, we also learned last week that we've got two intonations. Yes/no questions rise, WH questions fall. If you're repeating something or you're surprised, you also rise. Look at the examples. Do you speak Greek? Da-da-da-da. Do you speak Greek? Where did you learn it? Da-da-da-da-da. Where did you learn it? It falls. And if you're surprised or you're repeating something to get information, and you said you were, so we're not going to worry about the surprise today, but we are going to look at those rising and falling tones. Okay? So what's a question? If we didn't know the title of the film, we could ask a question like, let's see, here's a rising tone. Is it a recent film? Rising. Is it a recent film? Very good rising question, because it's a yes/no question. And who stars in it? This is a falling question. Oops, not fouling, falling. Now let's look at the other kind of the surprise thing I mentioned before. And you said it, whoops, and you said, I can't write when the Hangout's open, and you said it was a good film? Now this is a statement, but it's going to be said like a rising question. And you said it was a good film? Because I'm expressing a different emotion here. Maybe it's surprise, or I need to confirm information, so it's also rising. So that is a quick review of what we did last week. Let's try it out. Everyone, think of a title of a film that you've seen. Don't tell us what it is. We will ask you 1 or 2 questions each until we figure it out. And then maybe we can do a quick example with this. we know Hanson's Too Big to Fail now, but probably we haven't seen it. Sergio, you have. So I'll ask a question about it. So, is it a documentary, Sergio?
No.
It's not. Oh, I thought it was a documentary. So who stars in it?
I have no. I don't know the names.
Ah, so not a celebrity?
Probably yes, some, but
But not one you recognize.
yeah.
Ah, okay, very good. So that's all there is to our review. We ask the right question with the right intonation, and we try to figure out your title, okay? So, Sergio, you can think of another film, too. So we'll go around. I'll start. I'm thinking of a film. I've got to look up the title because I can't remember the name of the film. While I'm thinking, I know the film, but I got to look up the real title. Okay? So, everyone, ask me a question or two. I'll tell you how recent it is. Give me just a second and I'll look it up as we're doing this. So, as I'm looking this up, class, you can start asking me questions. I will say it's a recent film.
Okay.
And I'll say that it's not a fiction film, it's a documentary. That's the only information I'm going to give you so far. So,
Is it a famous film?
it is not a famous film, but it is about a very famous director from a long time ago. What was the question you asked again? Is it a... Repeat your question, Ila.
Is it a famous film?
Is it a famous film? Rising tone at the end. Is it a famous film?
Is it a famous film?
There you go. And I would say, as I said, no, it's not a famous film, but it is about a famous director. Maybe not one that people have heard of. In fact, that's part of what the film was about. Okay? Roberto, you ask a question. Yes, no questions are rising, WH questions are falling.
A question falling. What is the nationality of the director?
Ah, very good question. The nationality of the director is Mexican.
Okay.
Not the director of the documentary, but the director who is the subject of the film. You know what? Honestly, I don't know if he's Mexican, but I know that he lived and worked in Mexico. So I think he's Mexican. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Is it action?
You mean the documentary?
No, the film you.
The film I saw is a documentary, so it's not an action film.
No. Mhm. Who's the hero?
The hero is a film director that was very famous a long, long time ago, and everyone forgot about it.
Oh.
We still have Lara, Sergio, and Vincenzo.
Hello.
Hello.
The title of the film is with an animal?
Is, like this, is the title of the film, repeat,
Is the title of the film with an animal?
Oh, if you're going to say it like that, you should say, does
Does the title of the film
have...
Does the title of the film have an animal?
Does the title of the film have an animal? That's a very good question. I have to look on IMDb because I can't remember the name of the... I can't remember the name of the exact title of the film. Hold on a second. I'll tell you in just a second. I'll tell you in 1 minute. I'm on IMDb on my little tablet here. Let me just double check. 1 second. I don't think so. I don't think so, but let me see. Give me a second. Oh, give me a break. I can't find it. I mean, oh, maybe this is it. Hold on. Let's see. 2002. Oh, come on. They don't have it here. Oh, wait. Here we go. No, that's Ryder. I'll tell you what. Maybe I found it. Nope. Okay, I give up. I can't tell you the title. But I can tell you the title of another film that he directed. I can't find the title of the documentary, unfortunately. The title of the film that he most recently directed does not have an animal in it. But it does have a kind of activity. You're never going to guess it in a million years. Shall I tell you? Can I tell you? Can I tell you? Yes? No?
Is the title of the film Frida?
No, the title is not Frida. The title of the film he recently directed is The Dance of Reality.
Wow.
You know this film?
No.
No.
I have.
And the original title is La Danza de la Realidad, because it's in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the film I saw. The film I saw was a documentary, and I can't find the name of it, but it's about this guy, Joe Doro. This guy. You know who this is?
It's a Russian person.
No, it is not.
Yes, he's like a philosopher. Well, he's known because he usually has very interesting words about life. No?
Well, he's a film director.
Jodorowsky?
He's famous for a movie in the 60s, El Topo. Maybe you know it. Spanish language film. No?
No, I don't.
Uh-oh. Any of our
Me
Spanish
neither.
speakers, do you know?
Nope.
El Topo. We have the Holy Mountain. And that was from, let's see, 1973. That was 1973, and El Topo was 1970. Classic movies, and the documentary was about him because he's been completely forgotten about. What happened was he was going to make the greatest science fiction film ever, and basically Hollywood stole his idea. That's what the documentary was about. Anyway, I can't find the name of the documentary, but it was about him, Jodorowsky. Let's see. Roberto, do you have a title in mind? Roberto, are you there?
Yes, an example of title.
No, don't tell us. Do you have a title?
Yes, I have a title of mine.
Okay, great. Don't tell us what it is.
Okay.
We're gonna each get a question, okay? And we're gonna see if we can figure it out. Remember, yes, no, rising, WH, falling. Okay? Sergio, take the first question. Try to figure it out.
It is okay. It is a blockbuster film.
Say it again, but remember, it is is a statement. Is it is a question.
Oh, okay. Is it a blockbuster film?
Very good. Rising tone. Is it a blockbuster film? Is it a blockbuster film? Rising tone, Sergio. Is it a
Okay.
blockbuster film?
It is a blockbuster film.
Good. Roberto?
I don't know what is blockbuster.
Blockbuster means makes a lot of money. Everyone wants to see it. Star Wars was a blockbuster. Citizen Kane was a blockbuster. People line up all the way around the block to see the film. It's a blockbuster.
It's
That
like
usually means the big Hollywood film, usually. Special effects.
yes, it's a blockbuster film.
It is a blockbuster. All right, Sergio, we're on the right track. Can you give us one hint, Roberto, about the film? Without saying the title, can you give us one hint?
Sorry, I don't know what are you trying to say.
Hint. Hint is dica, I think, in Spanish. In Portuguese, it's dica. Tell us a little clue.
Pistas.
Pistas. Tell us a pista.
Ah, okay. Yes, it's about Western.
It's about. Repeat. It's about.
Western, a Western film.
It's a western. It's a western.
Western.
Got it.
Western.
Okay, very good. Laura, next question. What would you say? It's a blockbuster we know from Sergio. Rising or falling question for Roberto.
Who stars in it?
Wait, that's a falling question. Do it again. Falling.
Who starred in it?
Who stars in it?
Who stars in it?
Good. That's it. Roberto.
Okay, the principal actor was
Yeah.
okay. Is Kevin Costner.
It's Kevin Costner. I think I know what movie this is.
I have a question.
Go for it.
How many words the total have or has?
How many words does the title have? Is that it?
Yep.
Ah, okay. By the way, that's a rising question. Say it again. Rising at the end.
How many words does the total have?
That's it. How many words does the title have, Roberto?
3 words.
Yeah, I know the film. Do you know what it is, Ella?
No.
3 words. 3 words. Kevin Costner. Western. Does the title have an animal in it, Roberto?
This is there is an animal in title.
Come on. Was it directed by Kevin Costner?
Yes, I think it was the director.
I think so too. Was it Dances with Wolves?
Yes, of course.
Too easy.
Does the title of the film have
The title of the film is Dances with Wolves. Lara. We got
Sorry.
it already.
is it Dancing with Wolves?
It is. He just said it was. Look. See? On the screen.
You're smart.
Laura, you got it, but I already guessed it. Okay, listen, everyone.
Sorry.
Sorry, you don't have to be sorry. You've got to give us another film. Listen, everyone, we're going to come back to this. This is a great way to do a quick review, but I want to cover some new ground today as well. By the way, Ella, let me just mute you because we got a lot of noise on your side. I think you have a little connection problem. Okay, when you're ready to speak, you can turn on your microphone again. So let's cover a little bit of new ground. It says input, new words, and stress in words. Let's take a look at word stress. Let me put this on a new page for you. Okay, so let's change gears. Word stress in compounds, adjectives, self-centered. Compound adjectives are adjectives that have 2 parts to them, like self-centered. What I want you to do is to put the words in boxes. Those are supposed to be boxes. Boxes A and B together to make compound adjectives to fit the definitions below. And then you're going to listen, and I'll tell you where the stress is. The only problem is, I think we're missing something here, because you don't have the definitions below, do you? No, you don't. Sorry, let me add this because we're missing a page here. 1 second. I'll put it back. For some reason, our adjectives are not appearing where they're supposed to be. Yeah, here we go. I don't know how that disappeared. But you know, Google has a funny way of moving things around. Okay, there you go. So the first one is, as you can see, a person who writes with their left hand is left-handed. Take a look at these words and tell me if you can guess the others. And let me get rid of the print layout so maybe we can try to see this on one page. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so we can see more on the page. Okay? So we got well, badly, self, left, over, broad, quick, good, minded, centered, handed, looking, wait, tempered, behaved, and dressed. Okay? So, and let me move this down, you don't need this right now. A person who only thinks about what they want rather than what other people want is, who wants it?
Self-centered.
Self-centered. Just like me. Right, Laura? Self-centered.
He's not the narrow teacher?
Narrow what?
Centered.
Narrow-centered doesn't work. But self-centered does. Narrow.
Center. Is it right? Is it written in the right way, centered or not?
Is the spelling, Vincenzo, you mean the spelling?
No. The writing.
The spelling, Vincenzo. The spelling. Is it spelled correctly?
In this case,
Yeah.
it's spelled.
Right. It is spelled correctly for British English. Yes, it is.
Oh.
For American English, it would be centered like I wrote it in the chat window.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
It's just British English.
Oh.
Ella, do you have a question? Ela, do you have a question?
Yeah, I have. I will say, may I excuse?
What do you mean?
Sorry, I am busy now. May
Oh.
I go out? Or...
If you have to go, yeah, just go. No problem.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.
Come back again.
Okay. Bye.
Right. So, who wants it? A person who only thinks about themselves is self-centered. Okay? Let's keep going. What about a person who doesn't wear neat or clean clothes? That person is what? Who wants it?
All the words, so maybe I'm not going to answer because it's too...
Well dressed.
Badly dressed.
Badly dressed. There you go. You got it. That's the hang of it. Okay? Who's next? Marius, you take the next one. See, take it for us.
Okay. Children who do what adults think they should do are
Remember, it's about the children's behavior, if that helps. It's about the children's behavior. So what word do you think we're going to use?
well behaved.
Exactly. Well behaved. That's it. By the way, everyone is pronouncing the words correctly so far, because our main goal is pronunciation. So as you pronounce these words, I've heard no mistakes. Think about where the stress is in the compound words. Well behaved. You can hear me say it, and Marius said it correctly too. Where is the stress? Think about that for a second. Okay, let's go to Sergio for the next.
Okay. Someone Someone who often gets angry without having a good reason is over
Teacher.
tempered.
No.
Over tempered.
Let's see if the class agrees. Survey says? Do we agree, class? Over-tempered?
I think that it is quick.
Oh, no.
Quick-tempered. Quick-tempered, right. Not over-tempered, but quick-tempered. That means fast to get angry. Quick-tempered. Who's next? Vincenzo. Next one.
The person who is fatter than they should be is overweight.
Overweight. There you go. Like all of us.
Yes.
Very good.
That's a problem.
And I think we're back to Roberto for G.
A person who accepts a behavior that some people might disapprove of is
What do you think?
maybe badly tempered.
No, because it's a person who accepts. That means a person who has less problems with other people. So it's a positive word. A person who accepts any kind of behavior. So it's got to be a positive word. Badly is obviously a negative word.
Mhm.
So what do you think? Person who accepts behavior.
Well-minded.
Okay, you're almost there. You're almost there. Not well-minded, but something-minded.
Mhm.
Want to guess again? Minded is correct, but not well.
Good-minded.
Say again?
Good-minded.
Which word is that?
Good.
Wood. I don't see wood in the choices, though. I see well, badly, self, left, over, broad, quick, and good. You mean good-minded?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't understand. I thought you said wood. I didn't hear the G. Class, what do we think? Good-minded? It makes sense. Is it correct?
Broad-minded.
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 Broad-minded. Broad means very large.
Yeah.
That, right? You have a lot of latitude. You're broad-minded. I don't know if you can say this in Spanish or in Romanian, but in Portuguese you can say lata, dê-me lata, give me latitude. In English, that translates as latitude. Lata means broad. Okay?
Okay.
Now you know. You say that in Spanish? Lata? Just that. Is it the same? Actually, Sergio, do you say that in Brazil? Lata?
No. Actually, it's tolerante in Brazil. Maybe just in Portugal.
Two words.
Lata, it sounds can.
I know it. That's the joke. It sounds like it's give me a can, but it's not can. It means give me a break, like dê-me lata. Give me some distance or something like that. But yeah, two countries divided by a common language, Portugal and Brazil. We're on the last one, H. If someone is physically attractive, you could say he or she is. What about Marius? What do you think about H?
Yeah, if someone is attractive physically, you can say he or she is good looking.
Hey, you're good looking, Marius.
Thank you very much.
Smart glasses, too. Excellent. So listen, now that you've heard all those words, why don't you tell me, where is the stress? Where's the stress in those words?
In the first word.
Broad-minded. Listen to how I say it. Broad-minded. Yeah, you're right. That one it is. Yeah, you're right. Are they all the same, though? I wonder. We don't say, he's pretty good-looking. He's pretty good-looking. He's pretty broad-minded. No. Listen again. If I say it naturally, well, he's a broad-minded person. Not he's a broad-minded person. He's a broad-minded person. She's really good-looking. he's a bit overweight. Is it the first, Laura? What is it?
I have difficulties with the pronunciation, but broad-minded, good-looking. For me,
but it's not good-looking. It's good-looking.
so it's the opposite.
It's the opposite.
Oh
So
my God.
say it like this, Laura.
Oh,
That dude's really good-looking. Good-looking.
good-looking.
Yeah. If you say it fast, it's always on the second syllable. Or I should say the second word. Sometimes there's more than one syllable, so it's always on the first or the main syllable of the second word. Main syllable. Overweight, the word is weight. Broad-minded, the stress is mind. Good-looking, the stress is look. Okay? So
Perfect.
if you got to say it fast, but then you'll probably end up saying it naturally. I hope I didn't miss a point here. I think I got it all. Okay. We still have some time, so I want you to take those words we just learned and I want you to match them to the pictures. I don't know how well you can see the pictures. I'll try to make it a little bit bigger. Hopefully you can see that okay. Yeah. And let me just make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, I think I got this right. Did I do this right? I hope I didn't repeat this because I noticed there was something missing. Did I do this right or not? You know what I did? I accidentally... No, it's okay. He or she, H. Okay, that's fine. So, what you're going to do is look at those pictures. Hopefully you can see the picture. And below, we have the same words. Yeah, I think I wrote these twice by accident. Yeah, it's the same. So you don't even need to look at those. You could just look at the pictures and tell me what you see. I'll make this a touch smaller so we can fit it on stage, on the screen, I mean to say, on the page. Okay, let's do this together. Let's do it. Vincenzo, look at picture 1. What do you think's happening in picture 1? Two people, and what are they doing? Can you see the man and the woman?
Yes. They're having an argument. I think they're having an argument, discussion.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think you're right. I was just taking a look at our choices. So, do you remember the word for that? So go ahead, yeah.
Yes, I think it's the woman is bad-tempered.
Okay, very good. Another way to, by the way, that's perfectly okay. Bad-tempered person.
Bad-tempered person, yes.
And what's the other word we learned that means basically almost the same thing? Bad-tempered is okay. What else could we say, class?
Quick-tempered.
Quick-tempered. Excellent. Sergio, what's up with the guy in picture 2?
I think he is like well dressed, like style.
Well dressed.
Look again. Is he well dressed, or is it the opposite?
Yeah, the opposite.
So he's
badly dressed.
Badly dressed. Maybe for you he's well dressed, but for the rest of us he's badly dressed. His shirt is untucked. I know you can't see the cartoon very well. It's a little difficult to see. But that's it. It's supposed to be badly dressed. Okay, Laura, look at the little girl in picture 3.
Yes.
How would you describe her?
I don't know, because he's sitting on a chair.
She is sitting on a chair.
But she's not doing anything special. Maybe she has a good looking? I don't know.
She looks a little too young to be good looking. Look at D, Laura. Children who do what adults think they should do.
Okay. Well behaved. Well
Listen
behaved.
to listen to pronunciation.
Yes.
Well behaved.
Well behaved.
That's it. She's got a
Okay.
little halo above her head, a little halo like an angel.
Behaved.
Well behaved. Excellent. Okay.
Thank you very
And
much.
thank you. And Marius, what do you think about 4? What's up with that woman?
4, she's left-handed.
Yeah. She looks like she's having a bit of difficulty writing too. She's left-handed. That's easy. Marius, do one more. That was too easy. Look at number 5.
Okay. 5. There are a couple.
Are they equal? Something's
It's raining and the man didn't offer the umbrella to the woman.
right. Probably his wife, because she's holding his hand.
Yeah,
And he
I
doesn't-
think the man is self-centered.
He's self-centered. Yeah. If not self-centered, he's definitely got a problem. Very good. So self-centered. Picture number 6. What do you think, Roberto? What does that man think about himself? By the way, don't chew in the microphone. It scares people. Whoever is chewing, don't chew in the microphone. Roberto, what do you think about number 6?
No, it's in a man who is self-confident, or
Self-confident is a good word. Self-confident is a good word. I don't know if that's the right one, though. Let's take a look. Look down there at choices. And that was what, 6? If someone is physically attractive, you can say he or she is.
well dressed. Maybe.
You think he's well dressed, Roberto?
I think I don't know, but I think yes.
Do you
Maybe.
do you like looking at people's?
No, I don't like. I don't like that.
He's got his shirt open to his belly button. I don't know if he's well dressed, but he thinks he's good looking. I think that's the picture. He thinks he's good looking. Is he? I don't know. You have to decide. Number 7's pretty easy, Sergio. What do you think?
He's totally overweight.
He's totally overweight. His scale is exploding. Number 8 is the most controversial picture. Vincenzo, you take the most controversial picture of all. Don't ask me why she's reading a book that says sex. I think it's supposed to be a magazine. I'm not sure. I don't know what that is.
So the sexist is not in related to the answer, no.
No,
I
it's
think
not.
no, it's not related. Yes.
It's
well interested. No.
well interested.
Well interested. No. No, sorry. No.
Desperate. I don't know what the word
Desperate. No, why desperate? No.
is. So
I
the
think-
man looks shocked, but the woman's perfectly okay. So the woman is what?
So do you think that the man is shocked?
He's supposed to be shocked. I think his eyes are wide. He's supposed to be very shocked. But the
It's true.
woman is acting naturally.
But I think it's interested, not shocking.
I don't know. The key thing is that the woman looks normal. So she is. Now the key here is her mentality. The compound word for mentality here would be
Yeah. Well-minded. No.
not well-minded, but
Well, minded. No.
what's the other word? Remember I said lata. In Portuguese it's lata, latitude. Another way to say not big,
Well-minded. No, what is no? And so I don't remember, but it's
Start with the
something related with minded.
It is. You're right.
But I don't remember the
Help him out, class. A person who accepts behavior that some people might disapprove of is
a broad-minded.
Broad-minded.
Broad-minded, yes.
Excellent.
An open mentality.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we don't say open as much as we say broad.
Broad.
In other languages, you say, "Oh, the person's open," but in English, it doesn't really mean it.
An open mind. No.
Open-minded is okay. Yeah, you can say open-minded too. That's an alternative, but it's got to be with minded. Okay.
But it's not said only for reading a book of sex.
That's the picture that I had to work with, unfortunately. Yeah. That's all I had.
Yeah.
But yes. So listen, let's finish the class with a little discussion. Discuss the adjectives above and those in the first part. So we didn't quite get to the opposites, but if we do the opposites, we're going to run out of time. So I'd like just to hear you talk a little bit using some of these key expressions. For example, being broad-minded is a good thing to be. Being quick-tempered is a bad thing to be. Well, we can go beyond good and bad. Being left-handed is neither good or bad. Being self-centered is positive if you're an ambitious politician. I'd like you to talk about which of these adjectives do you think applies to you, for example, or to someone that you know, someone maybe in the public, a celebrity, the president. What do you think? Which of these applies to you, Laura? Are you broad-minded? I turned off your microphone, by the way. You can turn it back on. Laura, are you there? Uh-oh, I don't hear Laura.
Can you hear me?
Ah, there we go.
Yes, I think that I broad-minded, and not a close-minded person, because I always try to understand everybody and think the reason that make them to do something. So
make them do something.
Yes.
Not to do, but do.
Oh, to do something.
Then make someone do something.
Yes.
Not to do.
Okay, perfect. Yes, do something. Yes, and I think that you have to be open to other point of view and other type of thinkings.
Other ways to think.
Other ways to think.
Excellent. So what I want you to do is pick one of those compound adjectives.
Yes.
And let's talk about people for a minute. We don't have a lot of time, but we can do a little bit. I want you to ask a question to someone else in the group about using one of those compound adjectives. You can talk about the person or people in general. I asked you specifically, do you think you're broad-minded? You don't have to ask me if I think I'm overweight, because that would be bad. But I want you to ask a question about people in general. Okay? So Laura, go for it. Use one of those compound adjectives and let's talk about different kinds of people. Are you ready?
Yes.
So for example, you can ask a general question. What is a broad-minded person like, for example? Okay?
Okay. What is a quick-tempered person like?
Okay, Sergio, what do you think? What characterizes a quick-tempered person?
Well, I'd say quick-tempered person is a person that always are angry.
Always is.
There's no reason
always is
for that, but always.
Sergio,
is, in general.
Always is.
Always is.
Angry.
Angry.
Yeah, not always are. Always is. Good.
Is angry. Yeah.
And how do you deal with a quick-tempered person, like, for example, a colleague at work, or someone you have to deal with? How do you deal with a quick-tempered person, Sergio?
To have to be really patient, and trying to convince him or them to be more positive, and maybe this can help somehow.
It's not easy, is it?
No, it isn't.
My problem with quick-tempered people is that you don't always know when they're going to explode. That's the problem. You never know what's going to set them off. I don't know. Sergio, next question. Pick a compound word and let's talk about people.
Okay. Being a self-centered might be a positive. Be positive if you are an ambition politician or maybe employee or a talented artist person.
So what's the question? Ask an opinion question to the group.
Okay. What is the best thing when you are in be self-centered?
So what's the best thing, or maybe we need to ask it, is there a good thing? Is there anything good about being self-centered? Right? Because usually we think of self-centered as a very negative thing.
Yeah.
Right? Can it be a good thing? Well, I'll tell you what, class. Let's do this. I have to start the next class right now. So it might be a good idea for you to think about some of those. I don't have a homework lined up per se, because this is a pronunciation class. What I can do is maybe make a little recording for you, and in the next class, we're going to begin the class with this activity that we're ending now, because we ran out of time. So that'll be our warm-up. But in the meantime, I'll send you a little recording to practice some of what you've heard, and we're going to move on to opposites with suffixes. Okay? Sorry, I've got to end right now. I'll send the recording a little later. Right now, we're going to continue on in our business class, how to assess performance for people, projects, and companies. Okay? So stick around for that. I'll be back in 30 seconds to start that class. Thanks for joining, everyone. Bye for now.
Thanks,
See you
John.
soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.